Hi guys, it's Chelsea and today I'm going to show you my January wrap up. So in January I read three physical books and two audiobooks, and I have a lot of opinions on these books. Some I really liked, others less so, and we'll get into that. So the first book I read this month was Cersei by Madeline Miller. I've already done a full review for this one and I will be putting the card up. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. I enjoyed this. Like I said in my review, that it wasn't perfect, and that's why it only got 4 stars. But I recognise that the problems I had with it are me problems rather than the book problems. Yeah, it's probably not one that I'm going to go back to soon, but I will be thinking about it for a while, I think. The next book I read was Serpent and Dove by Shelby Marin. I'm terrible with last names. I can understand why people love this book. I can understand why people hate this book. I enjoyed it. It's kind of, it reminds me of fan fiction. It reminds me of being 15, 16 and how popular fan fiction writers would write, then. That being said, I did still enjoy it. I gave this book 3.5 stars. I couldn't give it 3 stars because I did enjoy it more than I didn't. 4 stars would just be ridiculous for this book though. I will be continuing on with the series. At the moment, the next book is Blood and Honey, but there is another one coming out, I think later this year in August. So yeah, I will be continuing with this series, depending on how the rest of the series goes. I might pick up more of her work in the future. I don't know. But I enjoyed this. Again, it's not perfect. And it's a nice quick read. I read this in a few days and it's not a small book. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The next book I read was Throne of Glass by Sergei Mas. Where do I start with this one? This is not the first time I've read it. I read it when it first came out, when the hype was really big. I was, a teenager then. And I hold a lot of nostalgia for this book and, for the books following it. As an adult, I understand the problematic nature of her and her writing. And if I had been reading this for the first time, it probably wouldn't have got the rating it got. I gave it 3 stars, and yeah, you can probably say 1.5 of those stars was just for the feeling it gave me of, the nostalgia feeling. I will be carrying on with this series, just so I can mainly just it's gonna sound silly. It's just so I can pick out all the problems. It's why I reread Harry Potter. It's to pick out all the problems and remind myself, yeah, these books aren't that great, and that's okay. It's okay to enjoy them as long as you recognise how harmful they are. Like I said, I gave this 3 stars. It was a quick, easy listen. I had it on the background while I did work. Not really much else to say about it, really. Okay. The next book I read, I DNF'd, and I've already done a review on this book as well, and it is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. This book had so much potential. This book I thought was going to, you know, get me into modern crime novels. It didn't. The writing was bad. I guessed who had done it and who died way before we were supposed to know, from like one line in the book. The formatting was wrong. I go more in depth in my review, which will be linked. Yeah, like I said, 1 star, and that got 1 star just because of how much potential this book had. I will not be picking up the guest list or whatever her next book is. No, I will not be picking it up. Sorry. I don't feel like wasting my time reading stuff I know I probably won't enjoy. The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo was the final book I read in January, and I loved this book. This is 4.5 stars. The characters were fantastic. The relationships that were built were fantastic. The setting was fantastic. I loved it. I loved every single aspect of this book. I liked that our main character was a mixed race girl from a disadvantaged background. I like how that wasn't her whole personality. I like that, you know, her roommates, because it's set at a college, her roommates are not all white. I like how there are, you know, diverse characters in this book who are integral to the story. You know, while her roommates aren't, you know, the main plot points, they are integral to the story. They make this story. Galaxy makes this story, and I cannot wait for more to come from this series. Because I couldn't stop with this book. I couldn't. It was so good. I'm like, yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. And you know, last year I read the first novel in the Grisha trilogy. I forget what it's called, and that's also by Leigh Bardugo, and I hated it. And I'm so glad that it wasn't a Leigh Bardugo thing. And you know, I like her writing. It's just that book. So yes, I love this. This is one of my favorite books. It's definitely up there with my favorite books of all time. I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot stop thinking about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I really enjoyed making it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.